Arrests have been made in today's armed robbery of a credit union. We have the latest details and find out why a trip to McDonald's landed this man behind bars. The news straight ahead, but right now your first forecast with Bud Ford and the Storm Tracker Live Weather Center.
First in local news, this is WDHN News at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Presley. New developments tonight in that credit union armed robbery in West Dothan. 2 people were arrested this evening. Now, coming up is video you'll see only here on WDHN. That's 28-year-old Devon Jackson being taken into police headquarters. He has already been charged. Police tell us there is a second suspect in custody who is being interrogated this evening. We don't have a name on that suspect yet. Officers say Jackson walked into the Five-Star Credit Union on West Main late this morning and robbed it at gunpoint and then fled on foot. He was arrested in a neighborhood along Napierfield Road tonight. It is unclear what role the unnamed suspect played in the heist. Also new at 10, a man is arrested for exposing himself at a Dothan McDonald's. 33-year-old Joel Grubbs of Franklin Street is charged with a felony after police say he exposed himself to customers at the McDonald's on the Circle at Hodgesville Road. Now, this isn't the first time Grubbs has been arrested for indecent exposure. In fact, usually it's a misdemeanor, but because of his arrest record, this time it's a felony. His bond set at $15,000. The Jason Barfield bill has passed the Alabama legislature. The bill was passed unanimously by the Alabama House today, 5 weeks after a 35-0 vote in the Senate. The bill exempts wages earned by an armed forces member killed in a designated combat zone, as well as the wages earned by their spouse. It applies only to people who live in Alabama or lived in Alabama at the time the death occurred, and it's retroactive to January 1st, 2011. The measure is named for Marine Lance Corporal Jason Barfield from Ashford, killed last year in Afghanistan. The Houston County Sheriff's Office has a man in custody after finding thousands of counterfeit items in his possession. Officials say the man was selling fake merchandise across the Wiregrass and sending the money back home to an Islamic country. WDHN's Megan Hunter has more on the arrest.
A $500 coach in Houston County. Megan Hunter, WDHN News at 10.
The sheriff says Gorey had thousands of counterfeit items and over $600 in his possession at the time of his arrest. Deputies also seized thousands more from a Dothan storage unit in Gorey's name. One man was seriously injured in a wreck this morning near Cowarts. It happened on Highway 84 West and involved just one truck. Emergency crews transported the man to the medical center. Alabama state troopers are still investigating. A pilot died today when his plane crashed at the Defuniak Springs Airport. Police say it happened a little after 11 this morning. Our Panama City affiliate says the pilot has been identified as 77-year-old Paulino Gutierrez from Fort Walton Beach. The investigation shows the plane lifted off the ground, but shortly after crashed nose first. The FAA and National Transportation Safety Board will be determining the cause of the crash. Alabama's tough immigration law continues to raise issues across the state. Today, Dothan's Community Relations Group talked about the law in their annual meeting. WDHN's Jamise Price was there as people discussed how the law has impacted the Wiregrass.
House Bill 56, WDHN News at 10.
A recent study by the University of Alabama predicts that the state could lose up to $10.8 billion because of the new immigration law. Family members are speaking out, asking a suspected kidnapper to return 2 young girls safely home. Coming up, we have the latest on the manhunt for alleged killer Adam Mays.
Accurate and reliable. This is News Channel 12 at 11.
A surprise vote on the debt bill. Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords goes back to Congress for the first time since her near-fatal injury.
And we have a new tropical storm in the Atlantic tonight. We are watching Emily's possible path toward the East Coast. Good evening. I'm Wesco Ford.
And I'm Valentina Wilson. Welcome to News Channel 12 at 11. Tropical storm Emily formed in the Atlantic about 3 hours ago. Warnings are out for Puerto Rico and other islands in the Caribbean. Will Emily make an impact in our area? Demenis Brown is tracking the tropics in the Storm Track 12 Weather Center.
Hey there, the final deal on the nation's debt limit passed the House tonight. The Senate has scheduled its vote for noon tomorrow, and Karen Travers reports the House vote included an unexpected surprise. The White House says tonight if that bill is presented to the president, he will sign it.
He's known as a dangerous offender, convicted of rape by a military court.
And now he's under arrest again, this time allegedly for lying about his address when registering as a sex offender. But investigators say that's just the beginning. News Channel 12's Mike Valerio is live in the newsroom. Mike?
That's right, Wes. For now, reporting live in the newsroom, Mike Valerio, News Channel 12.
Okay, Mike. And Tui is in the Craven County Jail tonight. His bond was set at $1 million.
A lightning strike sparks a fire at a local church. The small fire began smoldering yesterday at the Jamesville Christian Church in Martin County. And as you can see here today, the fire grew more intense and swallowed the sanctuary of the church. 8 fire departments from Martin and Washington counties responded to the blaze. The Jamesville fire chief says it took hours to put out the flames. There's no estimate yet on the damage, and no one was inside at the time of the fire. We're told one house near the church had melted vinyl siding.
A local man could face charges in a weekend crash that killed his wife. That happened when the car hydroplaned on a wet highway. Troopers say 38-year-old Kevin Higgins of Rayford lost control on Richlands Highway Sunday afternoon. It crossed the center line into oncoming traffic and hit an SUV. Both people in the SUV were treated at Onslow Memorial Hospital for non-life-threatening injuries, but Higgins' wife, 37-year-old Sandra Higgins, died at the scene.
And another crash, this one in Duplin County, kills a husband and wife. Investigators say their truck hydroplaned into a ditch. The wreck happened last night on Highway 41 near Jackson Store Road. Mac and Wanda Lanier of Pink Hill died at the scene. We're told the two were wearing their seatbelts. A fire leaves 2 Craven County families without a home tonight. Investigators say the fire began in one townhome on Heather Glen Circle in Havelock and quickly spread to a townhome beside it. 2 of the apartments have major smoke damage from the Saturday blaze. Another has water damage. Some residents were inside sleeping when the fire began. No one was hurt, but a dog and 2 cats did die in that fire.
It's really hard to work and have your all the possessions that you have that you've worked for years, and they're gone in just a couple of minutes. And that's exactly what happened.
Fire Marshal John Lewis says the exact source of the fire is still under investigation, but investigators do say this was an electrical fire which began near a couch.
Raleigh police arrest a Camp Lejeune Marine they say punched a taxi driver in the face and threatened to kill him. 22-year-old Justin De Leon is charged with disorderly conduct, being intoxicated and disruptive, and resisting a police officer. Police say it happened Saturday in Raleigh. De Leon was taken to the Wake County Jail and later released to the custody of his commanding officer. He is scheduled to appear in court next month.
A man breaks into a Greenville gas station. Now police are looking for your help to find him. These are surveillance pictures from the June 29th breaking and entering at the Trade Wilco Hess station on North Memorial Drive. Police say the man entered the store by breaking a front window. Please contact the Greenville Police Department if you have any information on the suspect. A judge grants a change of venue for a North Carolina woman charged with murdering her disabled stepdaughter. Elisa Baker's attorney argued that pre-trial publicity has made it difficult to seat an impartial jury. Elisa Baker is accused of killing 10-year-old Zara Baker in Catawba County last September and dismembering the girl's body to cover up the killing. Superior Court Judge Timothy Kincaid says he will rule in September where Baker's trial will be held.
The Army dedicates a new building to serve as the combined headquarters of Forces Command and the Reserve Command at Fort Bragg. The Fayetteville Observer reports that the headquarters building already is being used, but was dedicated Monday in memory of General George C. Marshall, the Army Chief of Staff during World War II. It's one of the biggest projects to come from the base realignment and closure law.
The search for an 11-year-old girl comes to a tragic end. We have the chilling details about the disappearance and recovery of Selena Cass.
And the first day of school turns terrifying for students in Georgia. We have details tonight on a blaze aboard their school bus.